Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for the American Heart Association's digital hands-only CPR training, locally sponsored by Spectrum Health. I am Thomas Boyden, Program Director for Preventive Cardiology at Spectrum Health. We are very excited to have you learn more about the importance of CPR and how to perform this life-saving skill in the case of an emergency. We do want to mention that this is a hands-only, friends and family training. There will not be a CPR card issued. If you need something more substantial for your professional needs, please contact the American Heart Association at heart.org/CPR. Each year, more than 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside of a hospital. Unfortunately, 90% of those who suffer a cardiac arrest outside of the hospital will die. But when hands-only CPR is performed, it can double or even triple a victim's chance of survival. This is why it is so important to train more members of our community around this life-saving skill. We are thrilled to have you here today to become lifesavers, and we hope you share what you learned here today with someone you love. Let's listen to a local Ionia family that recently had an emergency.
County 911, where's your emergency? I'm not ready that.
So that morning, I was awake at like 6:30, and Stephanie happened to be awake also, breastfeeding our youngest child. That was Lorraine. She was 6 weeks old. And after that, I remember dozing back off, and then Steph was still up breastfeeding the baby. And about 45 minutes later, about 7:20, I was awakened by her making some odd noises, like she was having a nightmare. I realized that she's gone. You know, I need to do something really quick. Right next to us, we had a 6-week-old baby in a bassinet, and her mom is right there next to her.
Been in bed, really stiff, can't breathe.
Okay, she's having a seizure?
I don't know. She's purple. She's barely breathing. This is really scary. I'm not sure what's going on.
My name's Natalie. I was the 911 dispatcher that took Kurt's call. I knew Stephanie needed CPR when Kurt began to describe that she was changing color. He mentioned the color purple. Her skin was turning purple.
Do I need to do like CPR or something for this?
Is she breathing right now?
No, she's not.
Okay, I'm going to walk you through how to do CPR, okay?
Yep.
Okay, you're going to place both hands on her chest, right in between the nipple line, okay?
Yep.
Okay, you're going to press down hard and fast.
I did compressions for probably 4 minutes, and during that time, Stephanie would take a couple breaths, like the agonal breathing they call it. I didn't know what that was. I thought that I had her breathing again. I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know.
Come on, Steph. Come on, Steph. Annie, Delilah, open the door for the 911. Hurry.
I am Stephanie. I am a cardiac arrest survivor, and I have long QT syndrome. Long QT syndrome is a genetic heart arrhythmia that can cause sudden cardiac arrest. 2 out of 4 of my daughters also have long QT. I would love to find a cure for long QT. It's a lot, just all of this. 18 months ago, this wasn't our life, you know? And now it is.
I would like just the word of arrhythmias and heart conditions that the percentage of survival rate is so slim. Stephanie was in a 1% chance survival for what happened to her. If it wasn't for the stars aligning, me being there, the paramedics only 5 miles away. Just stars aligned and thankful she's here.
Your investment to the American Heart Association can help change lives for future generations.
Sudden cardiac arrest occurs without warning or within just a few minutes after symptoms appear. The term heart attack is often mistakenly used to describe cardiac arrest. Although a heart attack may cause cardiac arrest and sudden death, the terms don't mean the same thing. Cardiac arrest occurs in both men and women, but for the purposes of this course, we will perform CPR on male victims. For the purposes of this video, actors may not always be shown wearing personal protective equipment. Products are shown for demonstration purposes only. The American Heart Association does not endorse or recommend any specific manufacturer or product.
Really want us to do well with this presentation tomorrow.
What do you think they'll do?
Oh, I hope they'll hire us.
Well, based on your proposal, it'll be a great partnership. Hey, I'm buying. What do you like? Hey, Anthony! I remember taking CPR at work, but what do I do first?
Maybe someone else will see if he's okay. I don't know about this.
I know where the AED is, but how do you use it?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
What would you do if you were standing in that line for coffee? Would you step up to help, or would you step back and let someone else do it? When a person's heart suddenly stops, providing CPR can double or even triple that person's chance of survival. Now let's get back to the airport and see how these bystanders work together to save a life.
Anthony, are you okay? Are you okay? Help, I need help. You, what's your name?
Maria?
Maria, I need you to phone 911.
Okay.
I know where an AED is. Good, go get it. He's not breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes,
7.
there's a man down on the ground here at the airport. No, he's not breathing. Yeah, we're at Lakeway International Airport, Terminal C, Gate 37, near the coffee shop.
28, 29, 30.
I got the AED, but I don't know how to use it.
I got it.
Attach pads
Okay,
to
you'll
patient's
call
bare
airport
chest.
security? Yes, a man is doing CPR and someone got an AED. I don't know if I can answer all of your questions, so I'm gonna put you on speaker mode and put the phone next to the man who's helping him. This is the dispatcher.
Can you hear me? We have an AED. I'm attaching pads now.
Yes, I can hear you. Plug in pads connector. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Everybody stay clear. Don't touch him.
Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Everybody stay clear.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR.
1,
Start
2,
with
3,
compressions.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I know CPR.
14,
If you're tired, I can take over.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's switch when the AED analyzes the rhythm again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Stand back, don't touch him. All right, get ready to take over CPR.
Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Everybody stay clear.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered. begin CPR, start with compressions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Paramedics are here. Thank you.
30.
I can take over. Who can tell me what happened? I work with the guy. His name's Anthony. We were just talking and he collapsed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
When someone has a sudden cardiac arrest, for every minute that passes without CPR or defibrillation, that person's chance of survival falls 7 to 10%. By learning high-quality CPR and how to use an AED, you could help save a life. Now let's look at these terms more closely. CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It's made up of two skills, providing compressions and giving breaths. AED stands for automated external defibrillator. It's a machine with a computer in it that can detect an abnormal cardiac rhythm that requires treatment with a shock. An AED can deliver a shock to eliminate the abnormal rhythm. This allows the heart to resume a normal rhythm. But when and how do you know to provide CPR? Has the person had a heart attack or cardiac arrest? And what's the difference? Sudden cardiac arrest results from an abnormal heart rhythm. This abnormal rhythm causes the heart to quiver, so it can no longer pump blood to the brain, lungs, and other organs. Within seconds, the person becomes unresponsive and is not breathing or is only gasping. Death occurs within minutes if the person does not receive immediate life-saving treatment. A heart attack occurs when blood flow to part of the heart muscle is blocked. This blockage is caused when a clot forms in a blood vessel that carries blood to the heart. If the blocked vessel is not reopened quickly, the muscle normally nourished by the vessel begins to die. A person may have discomfort or pain in the chest or an uncomfortable feeling in one or both arms, the neck, the jaw, or the back between the shoulder blades. The person may also feel short of breath, nauseated, sweaty, or extremely tired. A heart attack can lead to cardiac arrest. When CPR is needed, compressing the chest can help blood get to the brain and other vital organs. We'll talk more about providing chest compressions and the proper way to do them in just a few minutes. First, it's important to know that when you provide CPR, you're taking part in the American Heart Association's adult chain of survival. This chain of survival shows the most important actions needed to treat cardiac arrest. The first priority is recognizing the emergency and phoning 911. After recognizing the emergency and phoning 911, the second link in the chain of survival is early CPR with an emphasis on compressions. This is followed by quick use of an AED, effective advanced care such as that provided by emergency responders and hospital providers who can give advanced support and post-cardiac arrest care. It's important to get help. Seconds are ticking away. In this course, you'll learn how and when to phone for help. Wherever you are, taking action starts with you. When faced with an emergency, you may be hesitant to act like some of the people we've just seen. But it's better to provide CPR to someone who doesn't need it than to not provide it to someone who does. And often, you're not alone. People around you generally want to help. An emergency can quickly become a coordinated rescue with everyone working together until someone with advanced training arrives and takes over.
Yes, there's a man down on the ground here at the airport.
Stay on the phone until the 911 dispatcher tells you to hang up. Answering the dispatcher's questions will not delay the arrival of help. The dispatcher will likely ask about where you are and what has happened. Dispatchers can provide instructions that will help you, such as telling you how to provide CPR, use an AED, or give first aid. That's why it's important to put the phone on speaker mode after phoning 911, so the dispatcher and the person providing CPR can speak to each other.
This is the dispatcher.
Can you hear me? I'm just unsure if I did the right thing.
Oh, you did. You did great. By providing CPR, you helped your friend until we could get here to take over.
20, 21, 22.
After an emergency, you might have questions like Gene did. Did I do the right thing? Should I have done something differently? Did I do CPR the correct way? It's natural to hesitate or to question yourself and your abilities. This training will help empower you and help you overcome your hesitation to act. It's better to act than to do nothing. By taking action, you're increasing the person's chance of survival. When we go about our everyday lives, and something like this happens right in front of us, It may take a few seconds for us to realize that this is actually an emergency. When we do, there are steps to follow in determining whether or not a person needs CPR. Before you start providing CPR, you need to make sure the scene is safe. Look for anything nearby that might hurt you. You can't help if you get hurt too. Next, you need to check to see if the person is responsive. Kneel at his side, tap him, and shout, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Someone who is responsive moves, speaks, blinks, or otherwise reacts when you tap him and ask if he's okay. Someone who does not move, speak, blink, or otherwise react is unresponsive. If the person is unresponsive, shout for help. Here's a demonstration. While leaning over the person who is down, check to see if the person is responsive. Tap his shoulders and ask, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" If the person does not move, speak, blink, or otherwise react, then he is unresponsive. Shout for help. "Help! Help! I need help!" If someone is nearby and can help, have that person phone 911 and get an AED. Say, "You, phone 911 and get an AED." If no one comes, then phone 911 yourself. In an emergency, the sooner you realize that there's a problem and get help, the better it is for the ill or injured person. When Jean didn't get a response from Anthony, Jean asked Maria to phone 911, and Mark offered to get an AED. Jean then performed the next step in assessing the need for CPR. He checked for breathing. It all happens quickly, but this is important. When the person is unresponsive, scan the chest for 5 seconds, but no more than 10 seconds, checking for breathing. If the person is not breathing normally or is only gasping, he needs CPR. Then move the clothes out of the way to bare the chest. If a person is gasping, it usually looks like he is drawing air in very quickly. He may open his mouth and move his jaw, head, or neck. Agonal gasps are frequently present in the first minutes after sudden cardiac arrest. These gasps may appear forceful or weak, and some time may pass between gasps because they usually happen at a slow rate. The gasp may sound like a snort, snore, or groan. Gasping is not regular or normal breathing. It's a sign of cardiac arrest in someone who is unresponsive. As we've said, it's important to recognize cardiac arrest as quickly as possible. CPR keeps a person's blood flowing until other medical care can be given. Let's look at these steps all together in assessing the need for CPR. Before you provide CPR, check to make sure the scene is safe and make sure the person is lying on his back on a firm, flat surface. Tap and shout to see if the person is responsive. If the person is unresponsive, shout for help. "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Help! Help! I need help!" If someone comes, have that person phone 911 and get an AED. You, phone 911 and get an AED. If no one comes to help and you have a cell phone, phone 911. Put it on speaker mode so you can hear the dispatcher's instructions and begin CPR. You will also need to get the AED yourself. Next, scan the chest for 5 to 10 seconds, checking for breathing. If the person is not breathing normally or is only gasping, he needs CPR. Move the clothes out of the way to bare the chest and begin chest compressions. Now we're going to demonstrate how to put it all together. First, check to make sure the scene is safe and make sure the person is lying on his back on a firm, flat surface. Tap and shout to see if the person is responsive. If the person is unresponsive, shout for help. "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Help! Help! I need help!" And ask someone to phone 911 and get an AED. You, phone 911 and get an AED. Next, scan the chest for 5 to 10 seconds, checking for breathing. If the person is not breathing normally or is only gasping, he needs CPR. Move the clothes out of the way to bare the chest and begin chest compressions. Once the AED arrives, use it immediately. First, turn on the AED by pushing the on button or opening the lid.
Attach pads to patient's bare chest.
Follow the AED prompts and the pictures on the package or pads.
Plug in pads connector. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Okay, everyone stay clear.
Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Okay, everyone clear.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR. Start with compressions.
I was in the office PE office because it was after PE class, and one of my PE students came to me and said that a student was having a seizure in the gym.
Was coming down the hall or down the stairs and ran through that little hallway and saw Peter in the gym down on the ground.
Peter. Tell me go get the AD. Go get the AD. Okay.
We received the 911 call, and so the chief and I went in our medical response vehicle to the high school.
While we were en route, we got an update from our dispatcher that there was a shock that had been deployed, which led us to believe that the patient was possibly in cardiac arrest.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered.
I'll never forget December 5th, 2016, when I received the phone call. This is Sandy, your son Peter has collapsed. There's no heartbeat, no pulse, and 911's been called. And I just stood there frozen. I just dropped everything, started running out to my car, got in. My husband was sleeping at the time, he works nights. I relayed the message, and he got to the school and called me from there and said, you know, don't bother coming here, meet us at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. They're gonna be en route there, he's alive.
When this happened, it was like a normal school day. I went to gym class. I was walking. I had just gotten done doing the normal sprints, and we went to the weight room. And all I can remember is walking back towards the gym and all of a sudden just dropping. I don't even remember dropping. From what people say, I dropped.
That Monday happened. It was a whirlwind. We have two other children that were at school at the time, and as you can imagine, the rumors that were flying. My daughter heard that her brother had died. If this would have happened 20, 25 years ago, Peter would not be here with us today. The technology and the advancements in the medical field were not there like they are here for us today.
I learned CPR through being a certified athletic trainer. Also, I'm a CPR instructor, and so I train my students in sports med class. I also train staff here.
And I learned mine through a college class at Grand Valley State University and also through our staff courses here.
How did performing CPR affect me? One, on scene, I thought, oh crap, this is real. This is not practice anymore. There you go. And I just didn't want to lose them. That was the biggest thing.
It's extremely important for bystanders to learn CPR and the use of an AED. I'm an American Heart Association instructor, and when I teach classes, I firmly and personally believe, my opinion is that every human being should learn this life-saving skill. There's really not a good reason someone could bring to the table and say, I don't want to do it because of this. I really believe it's a necessary life skill is what I communicate to people.
The people that can help them the most are the ones that are standing right nearby. And if someone witnesses a collapse and can start CPR immediately, their percentage of survival is so much higher, and they truly can be the heroes.
We owe everything to Phil Miedema, Brett Knoop, who were the initial responders when Peter suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. And the timing was critical because that's why my son is 100% whole today and here with us. So if it wasn't for those nurses and the staff at the school, I can't say enough great things about them.
I'm 18 years old now, and I attend Grand Valley State University. I'm a freshman. Although there are a few setbacks, such as to this day I carry an ICD in my upper left corner of my chest, and whether it be forgetting to take my pills once or twice, or getting close to the sensitive area over here, but words don't describe how blessed I am to still be here today with my friends and family.
Peter is why.
Peter is why.
Peter is my why.
Okay, everyone, line up. Let's make sure everyone is here.
Okay, everyone listen to Mr. Smith, okay?
Barry, Alice, Sophie, Freddie, Jamal, Trudy. Where's Trudy and Tommy?
Mr. Smith, Tommy is not getting up. He won't get up.
Show me. Where is he?
He's over there behind the bushes.
What could have happened to him? He was right here with us.
Tommy. Tommy. Oh, no.
First, I need to check the scene and make sure it's safe.
It's panic. The child is missing and is discovered unresponsive on the ground. What started off as a fun school field trip has turned into an emergency. What would you do first?
Tommy, are you okay? Are you okay? I need help. Mrs. Thomas, phone 911.
Got it.
He's not breathing.
Excuse me? Excuse me. I know CPR. I can radio security and get an AED here.
Go ahead and get them. I'll start CPR.
But a child down here on the ground in the nature center and he's not moving?
Okay, what's your address?
We're at the nature center off of Prairie Drive near the snack bar.
This is Richard over by the snack bar. Yeah, we have a child down. We need a first aid kit and an AED.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, thanks.
11,
Everybody
12,
back. Ma'am, could you move the students away from the area?
Sure.
Thank you.
Go inside.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Is he conscious? Is he breathing?
No, but a teacher has started CPR. Here, I'm going to put the phone on speaker mode so he can hear you. His name is Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, can you hear me?
Yes.
Keep doing CPR. Do you have an AED?
Someone is bringing us one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Attach
13,
pads
14,
to patient's
15,
bare chest.
16, 17, 18, 19.
This is
20,
Richard with the
21,
Nature Center.
22,
I'm attaching the
23,
pads
24,
now.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Plug in pads connector. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
I can do CPR after the AED analyzes rhythm or anytime you need a break.
Okay.
Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Everyone stay clear.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR. Start with compressions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Watch
9,
your rate. You're going
10,
a little too
11,
fast.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
When a child's heart stops, blood stops flowing through the body. But when you push on the chest, you pump blood to the brain and heart. AED stands for Automated External Defibrillator. It's a machine with a computer in it that can detect an abnormal cardiac rhythm that requires treatment with a shock. An AED can deliver a shock to eliminate the abnormal rhythm. This allows the heart to resume a normal rhythm. And for the purposes of this course, A child is anyone who is 1 year of age to puberty. If you're unsure of a child's age, treat him as an adult. It's important to know that when you provide CPR, you are taking part in the American Heart Association's pediatric chain of survival. This chain of survival shows the most important actions you can take if there is a cardiac arrest involving a child. The first link in the pediatric chain is prevention, followed by early CPR and early access to emergency responders and hospital providers who can give advanced support and post-cardiac arrest care. If a child is unresponsive and isn't breathing or is only gasping, you need to provide CPR. If you're not sure, go ahead and start CPR. It's better to provide CPR to a child who doesn't need it than to not provide it to a child who does. But when an emergency occurs, there are steps to follow in determining whether or not a child needs CPR. Before you assess the need for CPR, you need to make sure the scene is safe. You can't help if you also get hurt. Next, you need to check to see if the child is responsive. Kneel at his side, tap him, and shout loudly, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Tommy, are you okay? Are you okay?
Watch this demonstration. While leaning over the child who is down, firmly tap the child twice and shout, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" A child who is responsive moves, speaks, blinks, or otherwise reacts when you tap him and ask if he's okay. If the child does not move, speak, blink, or otherwise react, then he is unresponsive. You should then shout for help and ask someone to phone 911 and get an AED. In an emergency, the sooner you realize that there is a problem and get help, the better it is for the ill or injured child. Child care centers, schools, and other workplaces should have a plan that includes when, how, and whom to call for help. Have someone else phone 911 and get an AED. If you're alone and have a cell phone 911 and put the phone on speaker mode while you begin CPR. And you do not have a cell phone, leave to phone 911 and get an AED. Let's listen as Mrs. Thomas talks to the 911 dispatcher.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, we have a child down on the ground here at the nature center, and he's not moving.
Stay on the phone until the 911 dispatcher tells you to hang up. Answering the dispatcher's questions will not delay the arrival of help. The dispatcher will ask you about the emergency, where you are, and what has happened. In general, dispatchers can provide instructions that will help you. The dispatcher may also tell you how to help the child until someone with more advanced training arrives and takes over. If you can, take the phone with you and put it on speaker mode so that you are beside the child while you talk to the dispatcher. The dispatcher may be able to tell you how to do CPR, use an AED, or give first aid. When the child is unresponsive, you need to check his breathing by scanning from head to waist repeatedly for at least 5 seconds, but no more than 10 seconds. If the child is unresponsive and either isn't breathing or is only gasping, provide CPR. It all happens quickly, but this is important. When the child is unresponsive, scan the chest for 5 to 10 seconds, checking for breathing. If the child is not breathing or is only gasping, he needs CPR. Let's look at this footage of an adult gasping. It would be similar in a child. If a child is gasping, it usually looks like he is drawing air in very quickly. He may open his mouth and move his jaw, head, or neck. Agonal gasps are frequently present in the first minutes after sudden cardiac arrest. These gasps may appear forceful or weak, and some time may pass between gasps because they usually happen at a slow rate. The gasp may sound like a snort, snore, or groan. Gasping is not regular or normal breathing. It's a sign of cardiac arrest in someone who is unresponsive. Now we're going to demonstrate how to put it all together, from scene safety and assessment to providing compressions and giving breaths to using an AED. Afterwards, you'll get a chance to practice. As the rescuer, check to make sure the scene is safe, and then say, "The scene is safe." Next, tap and shout and loudly say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Then shout for help. "Help! I need help!" And ask someone to phone 911 and get an AED. You, phone 911 and get an AED. Then scan the chest for 5 seconds, but no more than 10 seconds, checking for breathing. If the child is not breathing or is only gasping, begin CPR. Once the AED arrives, use it immediately. First, turn on the AED by pushing the on button or opening the lid.
Attach pads to patient's bare chest.
Follow the AED prompts and the pictures on the package or pads.
Plug in pads connector. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Okay, everyone stay clear.
Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Okay, everyone clear.
Deliver shock now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR. Start with compressions.
I'm Stephanie Austin, and when I was 35 years old, I suffered a sudden cardiac arrest while in my sleep. It changed my life forever. Before the cardiac arrest, I led a very go, 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 go life, not unlike a lot of women with small children. I was at the most fit I had been my entire life. I went from that to not being able to walk a block.
It was a hot summer night, and the Phillies were playing. They were good at the time. It was 2008. After the game, we drove back to our house, and the next morning, very early, I noticed that Stephanie was breathing oddly. When I looked over, she was blue and non-responsive.
My husband did all the right things. He called 911, and then he started CPR. And how lucky I am that he knows CPR, because that is what sustained me until the medics arrived.
I have medical training. I've learned CPR since I was a teenager. You learn to follow the protocols that you've been taught, and for a while, you can focus on the job at hand. But once EMS arrives, that sort of goes away, and you just become a normal person again. And you get the flood of emotions of uncertainty, of panic, of just the unknown.
The people that lived across the street from us at the time of the event told me that when I was being placed in the ambulance and my husband was giving them the children to watch so he could come to the hospital with me, he looked over at the medics and yelled, "Pulse," and they yelled back, "No pulse." So I still didn't have a pulse at this point. And they said they will never forget the color of gray that my husband was at that point.
After Stephanie's acute event, she made a really remarkable recovery. But that was just the beginning of the story. She had voids in her memory that she still carries to this day.
Not only do I not remember the event, I don't remember that entire year, nor do I remember the year before or the year after the event. So everything that I recall is really a recount from somebody else's memory. But it's a really good story. I am so absurdly fortunate. When you look at the stat of 10% surviving an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, that's astounding. To be this functional is miraculous. But the first step in all of that was the CPR. CPR was discovered through research funded by the American Heart Association. The defibrillator in my chest that keeps me alive, same story. The American Heart Association saved my life. They give me a platform to use my voice to hopefully help others in my community. They allow me to do something that is so meaningful and makes me feel like I'm giving so much and that I'm accomplishing so much. And my God, that's like the greatest gift I could have asked for.
The American Heart Association has been tremendously supportive for our family. Our hope is to give back and share that blanket of comfort with others who are going through the same situation.
To the American Heart Association, I would say Thank you. Thank you for providing me with a network of people like me, and they should know that I'm not going anywhere. I plan to be here to help them with their mission as long as I can.
Thank you to everyone for joining us today to help become a lifesaver in our community. A special thanks again to Spectrum Health for sponsoring today's CPR training. We hope you never need to use these skills, but we want you to be prepared to save a life if needed. You can learn more about CPR training at heart.org/CPR. Thank you for your time, everyone.